people are not after commissions anymore. People are now after selling you everything.
Yeah, the bundle.
The bundle. And the bundle, if as you're noticing, thank you for saying that. I hope that those that are watching are noticing, is getting larger and larger and larger.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's trying to do the bundle. If you think about it, like Open Doors, Zillow, KW, everybody has these bundle packages where, because the way that I saw it, that I was thinking it was going to end up, and this, we're talking like 10 years down the line. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time for people to get everybody onto the same platform. But it could be like a stock trading. Instead of trading stocks, you kind of like trade houses, and everything's bundled into that one little trade, and it transfers ownership using blockchain from this person to forget the title company. Title companies are gone. Blockchain's the new thing, and every county eventually has to adopt blockchain, so there's no issues. And the house is transferred from this person to that. It's kind of like a similar vision. It's just, does the platform, who is going to be that platform, and how is it going to interact with the public? Or is the public just not going to own property anymore? They're all going to be renters, and there's going to be like a giant, like, it's got to go some way. I don't really see it being so diverse as it is today, where like home ownership is just so cut up. Like, it's going to eventually, like, the pendulum's going to swing. It's kind of like maybe a little bit to the right now. It's going to swing up here, and then everyone's going to get fed up, and it's going to swing back. But like, I definitely think it's going a certain direction.
And I think it is going in the direction, in one of those directions, which is more of a uniform experience that kind of resembles rent with a little bit of an upside. And upside may be either financial upside or some kind of a service, additional service. Yeah. Because once you streamline the transaction to such a level, you essentially commoditize it, right? All the components of it. It makes it a lot easier, which is what a lot of, it's always been a pressure in the industry. It's now with technology, it's a lot easier. And look, I have a really great friend of mine from back in DC who's now owns a blockchain company. And, he called me 18 months ago when he started it. And he's like, do you know about blockchain? And back then I was like, I knew a little bit. So I just, YouTubed it.
Yeah.
And, the first entity that came up was, for me, was title companies, right? It's like how much money title companies are collecting for transferring ownership. In any case, it's one of the data points that many Americans are not looking at, or many real estate professionals are not looking at, is the corporate ownership of real estate, of single family real estate. And Gary, Gary just did a vision speech at Family Reunion. He mentioned it, but I've been looking at that number. The number has been steadily rising. It's now close to 10% of rentals.
Yep.
Not apartments.
Progress Homes, Tricon, First Key. Like, there's these major players out there buying these single family rental.
Tens of thousands of them.
I don't know if you know this, Vlad. I used to re-underwrite those loans for those rental properties, package them together, and then sell them internationally at my investment bank. So you get to see the numbers and how much cash flow they're taking. And every single one that they buy is basically a fee that's kind of, in my mind, right? Everybody's got a different perspective. A fee that goes on to the consumer and takes away them earning equity, and then just gives it straight to corporate investors who already have most of the wealth anyway. They're just great cash flow now at very low risk.
That's it. And then they can do, because it's a real estate asset, they can do a lot of maneuvering with it.
Yep.
On the back end, all legit, nothing wrong with it. But
right.
Real estate allows you to get really great rates. It actually makes sense for them to own it because of all the other businesses that they can borrow capital at a really low rate. So it becomes almost like a hedge conversation. But it's not even a hedge. It's there's tax. Real estate is a tax advantage asset, right? And then it's a hard asset, so it's the easiest one to borrow against. So it just makes a lot of sense. So that corporate ownership, it goes up. But look, when they buy it, that means that you don't make the commission.
Yep.
Okay. Or when and they're probably never going to be selling it. And the great thing for them, at least, I think, that anybody who owns real estate is, the chances of rental rates going down are, there's only one situation, that's deflation, but then you have bigger things to worry about than
then you're right.
And how much your tenant is paying or not paying when there's deflation in the United States. And it's a no-brainer. So why aren't we as real estate professionals? I know you're different. I mean, when I say we, I'm excluding you and me from it because I know we're both in that. Is they need to be buying real estate because there's a run on it.
Yep.
There's a run on it. It's so slow. It doesn't feel like it.
Like one
Okay.
year, and then there's nothing left for anybody. Well, then
that's it. And then